But before we start, please give the video a like and make sure to subscribe to Wonderbot and hit the bell so you'll never miss any uploads from us.
40-year-old Tina's ovarian cancer went undetected until it was too late for her. Since she had no family history of the disease, her doctors didn't realize it was cancer until it was already in its advanced stages. A mother of two, Tina Potts, was devastated when she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in October 2017. The 40-year-old from Wicklow Town in Ireland was later informed in January 2019 that she only had a 30% chance of staying alive until Christmas this year. She then had to make arrangements for her wedding to her partner of 13 years, Johnny, while at the same time making plans for her funeral. Tina is the mother of two young boys, 19-year-old Philip, who has autism, ADHD, and dyspraxia, and 11-year-old Elliot. Although she has shared the devastating news with Philip, she hasn't been able to bring herself to inform her youngest of her impending death. Speaking to the Daily Mail, Tina said, "All I ever dreamed of being was a mammy. It's all I've ever been. That was my goal in life, to rear my children and to have two well-behaved, well-mannered children. It's like someone's knocked me down and took it all and then ran away with it." She's been putting off her dream wedding to the love of her life, Johnny, for years, and confronted with the heartbreaking news that there might not be a later for her, Tina finally agreed to tie the knot with him this year. Her local community was more than happy to help the couple plan their nuptials and lost no time in organizing the wedding of her dreams. "I had promised Johnny I'd marry him next year, and now, next year's not coming," Tina said. While her neighbors lent her a helping hand with the wedding arrangements, the bride herself saw to all the plans for her funeral. Saddened by the realization that her boys will most probably be motherless soon, she made sure she prepared memory boxes for the two of them as something to remember her by. Tina also ensured that her sons would be a big part of her wedding day, asking one of them to be the ring bearer and the other to step in as the best man. Thanks to the support of their local community, the couple was able to raise over 10,000 euros to arrange their dream wedding. "We're trying to do as much as we can now while I'm physically able to rather than miss out. I have organized my funeral. It's hard enough for them without having to deal with it," Tina said, praising the help she received from her loved ones. Her devastating diagnosis came as a complete surprise to her, as even though she had spent months going to the doctors with questions about her health, and since she had no history of cancer in her family, the doctors had put her symptoms down to constipation. "I have hypothyroidism, so I put tiredness down to that. I put the fact that it was impossible for me to lose weight. I had back pain, but I assumed it was osteoarthritis. But the whole time, I had a massive tumor," Tina explained. It wasn't until she had to be rushed to the A&E with severe pain that the terminal 8-centimeter tumor on her ovary was discovered. Unfortunately, the disease was already in its advanced stages by then, and it was too late for Tina to even have a fighting chance. The bedside manner was somewhat questionable. "They told me I had ovarian cancer and said it so casually, as if they were giving me a sandwich," she remembered. Tina continued, "It was a huge shock. It's bad enough that you're told you have cancer, but to not have anyone there to explain properly the ins and outs of it is doubly scary." She underwent 3 rounds of chemotherapy in order to remove as much of the tumor as possible before going under the knife in March 2018. However, the treatments did not bring about any positive results, and waking up from the surgery, Tina was stunned when her doctors explained to her just how bad it was. The 40-year-old added, "When I woke up, they told me they couldn't take out the womb, couldn't take out the spleen, they couldn't do a retraction on the bowel, and I thought, well, where do I go from here?" Despite the stark picture painted by her doctors, she was determined to beat the disease for good. She therefore went through more exhaustive rounds of chemotherapy, and after months of treatment, it appeared as though there was a glimmer of hope on the horizon. With her tumor marks at 42, which is close to the normal 32, Tina was put into remission, which indicated that her cancer was subsiding. But fate was far from done playing cruel games with her, and by Christmas last year, her marks had shot up to a shocking 1,800, which meant that not only was the cancer back, but it was also spreading at a rapid rate. Apparently, Tina was platinum resistant to normal chemotherapy, and her doctors informed her that the treatment would no longer work for her. Knowing that it could quite possibly be her last Christmas with her family, they told her she would be put on a new chemotherapy drug in February. It was then that they said it was endgame. He said, "I'm sorry, but we're hoping to keep you as comfortable as we can over the summer and then see how long." I was dumbfounded, Tina said. Tina and Johnny haven't been able to bring themselves to reveal the full extent of Tina's condition to the boys. While she has told her oldest son that she might die, she isn't sure that he comprehends the gravity of the situation given his special needs. She has also begun slowly distancing herself from her 11-year-old in the hopes of allowing him to better cope with her death. "He's a real sensitive Sally, so he'll come to me and cuddle with me, and I have to now start training him and make his daddy bring him off," she revealed. Tina even bought a constellation of stars called Mammy Loves You with the coordinates so that her children can look up at the stars and know that she's thinking of them when they are older.